Hi everyone, I thought I would share what I made with the September Bargain Bead Box, which I think is called Misty Rose. Let me check. Yes, Misty Rose, the September Bargain Bead Box, which is a lot of rose quartz and other pinks, which is kind of weird for fall, but you know, I love the copper with the rose quartz. Now, I will say that the rose quartz in this kit is not very pink. It except for maybe this, and it's supposed to be pale, but some of them, like the faceted quartz, were really more white or clear. So I was a little disappointed in that they didn't have more coloring. The 6mm were a little better, and the frosted have some, you know, some light pink to them, but really the faceted ones were pretty much mostly white. So I was a little disappointed in that. And even the glass, which I'll show you in a minute, there's rondelles, they don't have a whole lot of pink. So let me get started. The first thing I made is this necklace. It's 20" plus a pendant on this one. So it's a little bit on the longer side. And what I did is I took the chain, I doubled it over, and I just did a lark's head. I did use they're oval, but they're 7 by 8mm, so they almost look round jump rings. And then I used a rose gold colored copper wire, and I forget the brand. I think it was from jewelrymaker.com, and I just hooked it. I hooked this onto those go-go charms, which twisted a little bit. They will do that. Used the frosted rose quartz with these coin beads, which are really pretty. They're just a little heavy, but they're pretty. And then I used the ceramic beads, and I just did wire wrap links onto each other, just 4 of them. And then the go-go charms again, which are going the opposite direction now. And then I doubled up about 2 inches of chain on the back and hooked them onto the hook and eye with those oval copper colored jump rings again. Actually, they're rose gold plated copper as well. So that is necklace 1. And then I made 2 pair of earrings next. To go with it, I made this pair with the ceramic beads. Those are really pretty. I should check and see if they have any of those. I got a notice about a week ago that they had the September stuff in their store, but I haven't gone shopping because I'm trying to avoid doing that. And these are rhodonite, and I do not have rhodonite in here, but I just thought it brought out the pink, and I wanted to match up some of the rhodonite to go with it. And I put them on some domed head pins because the hole in these beads is pretty big. You can even see it's a little bigger than these even. And then all the earrings are on a rose gold plated copper ear wire, French ear wire with a ball, which were from jewelrymaker.com. Then the next pair I used the frosted quartz, rose quartz, and I just put a head cap on bottom and top, used those domed head pins again. And I used those glass, this is the only place I think I used those glass bellflower bead cap type things. I sort of thought they looked like little fairy blossoms or something in a imaginary forest somewhere. And then I did use those crystals. This one, there for a minute I was like, oh, maybe I didn't put the same thing on, but I did. It's just that the copper side was showing because they're pink with copper, and one was turned around to show the copper, but there I turned it around. So that's it on that one. And then I did this necklace. Actually, then I did this bracelet, which is a 2-strand. And what I did, if I can get the eye, I used the hook and eye clasp. I put it right on here. So I used some of those resin pink and quote unquote turquoise. It's more like a green like a mossy meadow green. These are shell and resin. You can see the shell, hopefully, in that. Right there, it has like a chatoyancy. The only thing I brought in from my stash other than beading wire and crimps and stuff is these sort of black and green stone beads, because I felt like I needed to bring in, there's black and green in these beads, and I felt like I needed to bring that in. And then I used wire guardians and crimps on all of the ends. And then I think I used like a gold beading wire on this because it had to be thin to go through some of these beads. So I did like a color blocking. The round glass beads with the matte metallic look, the crystals that are two-tone, and then the steel 4mm rounds in the antique copper color, and then just the glass spacers, and then 555 again, 555, and then 2 of the spacers on the end. And it fits really nicely on me. I'll show it to you on the it's a little loose on me actually. So this will fit a 7 to 7 1/4 inch wrist, and that's what it'll look like on your wrist. I thought about doing a 3rd strand, but I wanted to make sure I had enough of these smaller beads for other stuff, which I had plenty of actually. So I should have done it, but I didn't. The only thing I don't like that this part is single-sided, because it will flip over, and then you can't see the pretty part sometimes. Then next I made this necklace, and I just took one of the 2 medallions. I don't really care for them for earrings so much, so I used it as a pendant, one of the 2. I put 2 4.5mm, I think they are, jump rings in copper to make it sturdy, because it kept kind of wanting to flip a little bit, tilt sideways, and putting 2 in there, which just fit, made it work. And I had to put them in anyway, because to get the beading wire to go through, since this hole is facing front, you need to have something to put it on the other way. And I don't have any like regular bail things. Well, I have glue-on bails, but they wouldn't work with this. And then I normally wire wrap right onto this, but I wanted more movement to be sure I had the movement. So I used those little 4.5mm copper jump rings. Plus that way it brings in the shiny copper here and the shiny copper here with the antique copper I used. So here I used faceted quartz rhodonite and those crystals. Rhodonite, 6mm rose quartz, and a crystal. 6mm rose quartz, the copper, antique copper steel spacers, and the crystal. And then I just repeated on the other side. So the middle is the only one that has the big facet, and I think that came out really pretty. And also the shiny copper kind of matches the tiny little crystals that have come on, focus, that have the copper, shiny copper. So on the necklace I used rhodonite. I used most of it except for I think three more that I used in a bracelet and earrings. Rose quartz, the crystals, the faceted rose quartz, and I just did a design all the way down, which I think looks really pretty. It's a simple strung necklace. Again, I think it's on gold beading wire that I had that was a little thinner because of the crystals. We used wire guardians. I did hook it on with shiny rose gold plate, no, just copper, excuse me, copper semi-oval jump rings, 7x8. Those were from Fire Mountain, I think. So that was that. And then I believe the next thing I made was these. Yeah, using a piece of chain. It's only like 7 links. Those little jump rings again. These, oh, I don't know, a coin, ornate flower coin metal beads and 2 crystals on top and bottom. Oh, these little ball head pins I used here and on this were from Beading. They were Nun designed. The brand is Nun Design, and they were really hard to wire wrap, but I did manage to wire wrap them. Really hard head pins. And then here I used a antique copper colored eye pin that came from I think it came from AC Moore. It was Dari's or Joann's, I can't remember. And then all the ear wires, I think I said, came from jewelrymaker.com. So those are cute and different. You could, I thought about just having the chain with this on, but I wanted to bring in the rose quartz. So you could really wear it with any of these designs. Would also go with this stretchy bracelet, which was one of the last things I made, because it's got the coins and the small rose quartz in it. Now, I made these second to last, actually. So then I made another necklace with the go-go's. I have one more go-go charm left, and I was thinking of putting it on one of these, and I changed my mind. So I just used I have 2 inches of chain left, but I wanted to make, I had this one single piece of 16-inch chain, and I wanted to make like a bead dangle. I'm going to put this on a bust so you can see what it looks like on. That looks like that when you wear it. I made it into about an 18.5-inch necklace, and I did just use a lobster claw on this one, so I could put an extender on there, but I used the same glass beads, the saucers with those matte metallic rounds, top, bottom, and in between. I hooked them on with those little 4.5mm beads, but I did wire wrap this right on. Originally I wasn't going to put this on, but I didn't like the way it hung without a dangle on this center go-go, so I added that, and then I put 2 in the back because I wanted to be 18-ish inch. I think it turned out 18.5 because 16 a little too short for my taste. I didn't want it to be a choker because of the dangles. And the lobster claw from BB Craft. And did I use, oh, I didn't need wire guardians because these are on actually a head pin, antique copper head pin that I hooked right onto the chain and then onto the right onto the lobster clasp as well. And I made the loop big enough on this final eye pin that the clasp can go right in it, so I didn't have to put another jump ring there, which would be a little less secure. So I think that came out cute. Let me take it off of there. They all hang, all my necklaces hang really nice. I always check them on the bust and adjust anything before I finish them to make sure they hang nice. I'm going to show you these. So these are stretch bracelets. I don't usually like making stretch bracelets, and there's a reason for that. This one is strung on 1mm, which is real thick, Stretch Magic, which is supposed to be one of the good ones. So I had it all strung, and I was pulling at the end to tie the knot, and it snapped. So I was really disappointed in Stretch Magic. I used it again, but I pre-stretched out the cord really good to make sure it wouldn't break, and I looked for any like tears in it, and I didn't see any, so I did it again. The only problem I had is, luckily it's like a clear, because I could not get the knot in there or here, and those are the only beads on here. So I put it, you know, sort of supposed to be to the back, and I did every other one. So I have 4 with bead caps, and 5, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 5 without. So it looks nice on it, and I think it's best to roll them on like that, so the knot is right here. So you could turn it and have it all the way in the back. Nobody will ever know, but yeah, it came out cute. I like it. I like wearing stretch bracelets. I don't like making them. This one I used a thinner pink elastic, which helped, and that was in a multi-pack of all different color elastics, but they're very thin. However, I don't know if you can see it there, but it helped add a little color behind those not too much color rose quartzes. And this one also goes on easily. It doesn't feel so tight as the other one, but and it has the last rhodonite in it and the last two faceted rose quartz, and they kind of go with these, the faceted rose quartz, the rhodonite, or it could go with this, the go-go's, or it could go with this because it's got the go-go's as a charm, because that's what they call them. So I just put these on an eye pin and simple earrings with a little extra thing on the bottom, and I put them right onto the eye pin, and they fit just perfectly so they don't go sliding around too much. Sorry, I'm not in frame. See, the rose quartz looks really white, and it does in person too. And then to go with this bracelet, I just made this simple pair of earrings. I believe these were the last two bead caps. I put them on those domed head pins I have again, the glass and the crystals. And yeah, pretty simple earrings, but sometimes that's all I like is simple as far as jewelry is concerned, because my clothes might have more non-simple, right? Anyway, that is it. I have 11 pieces, I believe. 3 necklaces, 3 bracelets, and 5 pairings. So yeah, 11 pieces. And I'm pretty much done all I'm going to do. I do have some things left. I'll show you what I have left. I have 2 of these coins. I will probably at some point use them because I really like them. They're pretty. I might just make another pair of these, or maybe a shorter pair. I have some of the 6mm rose quartz left. Now there, see, those look a little more pink, but some of them don't. And when you put them on a piece, they don't have a lot of color. I have 1 go-go left. These are all used up. I have 3 of these left. I might just do another bracelet of some kind, you know, maybe something like that, or I don't know yet. I have 1 of these left, so I can make another bead pendant. I of course have some crystals left. I have some of these matte metallic things left. I have 2 hook and eye clasps left. I have quite a few. I only used 2, so I have 8, I guess, left of these bell bead caps. I might save them for spring for next year. I didn't use this large pendant, and actually I don't usually like them, but this one I actually do like. I just wasn't in my creative mode for that this time. And I do have some of these. These are not my favorite, and you have to be careful. I did put them on this elastic, but I don't know if I would do that again because I think some of them have little sharp edges around the holes, so be careful with that. 2 inches of chain, and that is it. All these other ones are gone, which were the porcelain, the large frosted rose quartz, the faceted rose quartz. Let's see, I can't remember. Anyway, oh, the bead caps are gone. I don't remember everything. The chain is just about gone. The pendant here is gone. So yeah, I had fun with it. Finally, I got to use it. I have like 3 other months, 2 or 3 other months I never got to. But I have to switch gears now. I have some things for collabs that I've got to get working on. So I think the next thing on here, I'm not sure. Just keep watching and see what I come up with. I hope you liked what I made. I really like all of it. I think it came out pretty. And this is something different for me. I don't do a lot of multi-strands. But I think it came out good. See, the only thing, maybe I'm putting it in wrong. Maybe I have to put, there we go. Put it in that way. And I like doing this color block, so I might do another bracelet with just the small beads and not the larger ones with it, but I like it. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. Leave me a comment down below. Leave me a thumbs up if you liked any piece on here. Let me know which is your favorite or favorites, if you have any. And yeah, I'll talk to you the next time. Bye for now. Thanks so much for watching.